everybody. It's time for Tami's Take here on the Crown City Network. Tami's Take is the crossroads of politics and pop culture. I'm Tami DeVine. This is my take. Take it or leave it. I hope you'll take it to heart. So, as the old guard media continues its slow death spiral, a new generation of conservative thought leaders are rising up and turning into superstars in their own right on new media, like the Donald social media outlet on the Reddit platform and other places. One of those celebrities now is the bass Stickman, or Kyle Chapman. And so, Kyle, this is like speaking a whole new language. Some people are hearing me say the Donald subreddit, bass Stickman, you know, and they're like, what language is she talking right now, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you explain to us what the bass Stickman is all about?
Okay, sure. So bass Stickman is a name people gave me due to my actions at the first Battle of Berkeley. Basically, I had showed up knowing it was for a Trump pro-Trump rally, and I had showed up knowing that there was going to be Antifa opposition.
And Antifa, again, is anti-fascism, right, or anti-fascist?
Well,
is what it stands for.
Antifa. They call themselves anti-fascist, but they use all the fascist tactics to suppress other people's free speech and political opinions and freedom of assembly. So I don't like calling them Antifa, to be honest with you. Let's just call them what they are, domestic terrorists.
Wow, that's pretty strong. And but there have been actions. I mean, they've made people bleed, right? I mean, like they've attacked people.
Bleed. And when I showed up at the Battle of Berkeley, I made them bleed. And
that
that's
was
how I became bass Stickman, the alt-night.
That was the first Battle of Berkeley, right?
That's
is that
correct.
right? Okay. So when you say the Battle of Berkeley, I don't know that everybody understands what that is. This is basically when Milo Yiannopoulos, right? He's a superstar in his own right from Breitbart, was going to Berkeley and doing these free speech events, and he just talks, and he doesn't care who he offends and that kind of thing. So at Berkeley, a lot of people were getting very angry. The Antifa type crowd was getting very angry, and so ever since then, there have been events that keep happening and happening and happening over there. But at one of those events, you know, a lot of attacks happened, right?
Yeah. So the Milo Yiannopoulos event was the catalyst for the successive Battle of Berkeley events that we've had there. So there's been 3 so far since Milo Yiannopoulos. At that event, approximately 300 domestic terrorists showed up.
Wow.
And attacked everyone in attendance, pepper sprayed women, knocked people out. I have a personal friend who was knocked out cold out with a brick.
Oh.
After he was knocked out, they continued to walk by him and beat him with sticks and flagpoles.
And you came dressed for the occasion because you knew there was going to be violence, right?
So yeah, like I said, the Milo Yiannopoulos event was the catalyst. So then comes the pro-Trump event on March 4th. I know what time it is with these people, and Berkeley is a neo-Marxist stronghold. You know, these are communists.
And you're saying this
city.
based on what?
Oh, he's friends with Yvette Valarka, the leader of BAM, which is a communist organization.
It was by any means necessary.
By any means necessary. Mm-hmm. There's also information coming out with his connections to Antifa. There is the standing down that he had ordered and the police chief ordered of the police officers, not only on the Milo Yiannopoulos event, but also at the first Battle of Berkeley, second Battle of Berkeley. The cops stood down. The reason why the cops stood down, it's not the rank and file police officers that made that decision. It's the police chief and the mayor that are making that decision because they will not allow people of conservative-minded ideology to organize and exercise their First Amendment rights within the city of Berkeley. This is neo-Marxist turf.
Why keep going there?
They want to run us out.
Why should conservatives keep going there if they know violence is going to happen?
This is where the battlefield is. Berkeley isn't just liberals. There are conservatives that live in Berkeley. I met them personally. These conservatives are being systematically oppressed. These students, the Berkeley College Republicans, are being systematically oppressed. This is the new civil rights fight of our generation.
So if they're going to fight you, you're going to take the fight to them. And let's talk about bass Stickman here for a minute. You donned some gear, which is how you became to be known as bass Stickman. So let's talk about the gear that you wore.
Yeah, the gear. So basically, the number one form of attack that these domestic terrorists use is pepper spray. And they typically they show up masked, they look like ISIS, and they send their female members in to just run around and pepper spray everyone on the other side. So you have to wear goggles. Number 2 attack is sticks and rocks. They lob rocks, they lob bricks. So you got to have a helmet. So that explains this, the goggles, the helmet, the respirator obviously is also for the pepper spray. And then I showed up with a very large stick.
Like not a 2x4, but
it was a closet rod cut in half.
A closet rod?
Basically.
Oh, wow.
It was a closet dowel that I just cut in half, and I had a very small flag on the top.
A U.S. flag.
Yeah, because you have to have a flag on there to call it a flag.
And the thing that really made people start calling you this was that you went after them with that stick.
Well, so after they started attacking us, we were outnumbered about 3-1. I saw a 70-year-old man get knocked out and have the boots put to him. I was able to extract that gentleman and get him to safety. I saw another 80-year-old man get maced. Multiple people getting smashed. I had a shield as well that I was using to keep these people at bay. Once they started to overrun us and get near our other elderly and our women, I knew I had to drive them back. And then that's where you saw the stick come into play. And I started beating them in the head with my stick.
And there were a few of you, right? There was a few people kind of doing this.
Well, there was one other gentleman that showed up, and I brought a few extra flagpoles with me that other people might have picked up and used to defend themselves.
And you actually broke the stick.
Flagpole.
Yeah, the flagpole over the guy's head.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And
it diffused it. If you look at that video on basestickman.com, as soon as I broke that stick over the head, they scattered like cockroaches.
Wow. And so part of what made this blow up, I think, was probably the Donald, right? The subreddit?
The Donald and a poll on 4chan. Absolutely.
That's politically incorrect, which is one of the subs, right, on that platform. And so they just memed you. And so for people watching this that are like, what the heck are they talking about? I don't know any of these terms. Memeing. Talk about memeing and how you became memed to be the base stickman.
Okay, yeah. So just for all of you out there that don't understand these terms, I didn't understand any of this either. I'm a dinosaur, so all this was new to me until just over a month ago. So while I was in jail, so I was arrested for 5 felonies for my actions in defending people and exercising my First Amendment or Second Amendment rights.
Are you still undergoing all of that?
Yeah, I'm undergoing an investigation right now. They're reviewing tape and determining whether or not to indict me.
So you've been charged?
Yeah.
But you haven't been indicted yet?
They've charged me, but they haven't been indicted yet.
Okay.
And if anybody's interested in donating to my defense fund, they can do that on wesearcher.com. And they could donate there. So a meme is when you take a picture of somebody or a video, and then you add some sort of special effects to it. You make it funny.
And text.
Text, yeah. And the right has been very successful. They've been winning the meme war.
Yeah.
For some time now. Apparently, it helped Donald Trump get elected.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they turned me into a meme. So they took that clip, the video and the still of me breaking a stick over that guy's head, and now there are hundreds, maybe thousands
probably of memes all over.
I'm told I'm one of the most meme people in internet history.
Not mean, memed.
Yeah. I'm a very nice guy. Let's not get those mixed up.
Okay, and so we need to ask, so anyway, the outfit, going back to the outfit, that became like a big meme. Like everybody was talking about on the Donald and on other places.
Gear,
and by the way, based, I think we need to give a little background on that too.
Sure.
Do you know where the word based came from?
Well, I didn't know originally, and I didn't pick this. So by the time I got out of jail, I had become Base Stickman the Alt Knight. So I had not picked any of these titles. But based evidently is an urban is an urban term,
Slang,
urban dictionary slang term,
Mhm.
and it just means founded in your beliefs and you move forward. And,
Yeah. So when I did a little
right.
research on the term based, I think I found that, and I don't know, maybe there's lots of different definitions, but I found that there was a rapper, I think a long time ago, I think who everybody thought he was a base head, like he was addicted to cocaine or something, and he, I don't know, he was slow and talked funny or something like that, and so he ended up taking that term base head and turning it into something good, and he called it based, and so it ended up everybody started taking it as a good thing if you're based, and that's what a lot of the people on the Donald subreddit, that's why they use that term based, from what I understand. So if you're based, you're a good guy, basically.
Well, sure, and if you've ever
and you've turned bad into good.
If you ever boxed or wrestled, you get your base. That's what your coach always tells you. So you get your footing and you make sure you're stable and on solid ground. So if you're based, you're stable, you're solid, you're ready to fight.
Yeah. And so you became base Stickman. So I need to ask you some tough questions here, though. You were ready to take the fight to them. They were going to fight you. You were ready to take the fight to them as well. And there have been a couple of other rallies here where you guys were ready to fight. And so I'm wondering, I'm not wondering, I know that there are a lot of conservatives out there that worry that you guys are fighting fire with fire, I guess, or doing violence with violence, and that maybe that's not the way to go for some of them. What do you think of that? Of conservatives that might be upset with you that you're fighting back like this?
Well, first of all, we're not there to fight. We're there to exercise our First Amendment rights. Okay, the people that show up are there to fight. Okay, if they don't show up, clad in black with their faces masked to make it harder to identify them while committing violent assaults against us, there will be no fight. If the police officers do their job and defuse the situation and keep those domestic terrorists from entering into our ranks and assault us, there will be no fight. So we're not there to fight. We're there to exercise our First Amendment rights, but we are prepared to defend ourselves. And you really, how else do you stop violence but with violence? If somebody's attacking you,
I think a lot of people on the left are like, diplomacy, use diplomacy.
Yeah, okay, well, let's try to talk to somebody when they're attacking you with a bike lock, which at the second to last rally, we call it the Second Battle of Berkeley, we had a man who turned out to be a college professor walking around with a U-lock smashing people in the head. And there's a notorious video online of him smashing somebody in the head.
Yeah, the guy was bleeding. This
is what we're dealing with. Another guy who was a professor at UC Berkeley had brass knuckles and came up and sucker punched a friend of mine, smashed his nose. This is a college professor. Yvette Falarka is a 4th grade school teacher. These people are teaching our kids, and they are frothing at the mouth communists that are implementing violence against us for exercising our First Amendment rights.
One of the things on the Donald subreddit that they talk about, I think, is they fight using memes.
I refer to them as our meme warriors.
Meme warriors. They have a cute,
important part of the war.
They have a cute thing where normally people talk about autism like in a derogatory way, but here on the Donald subreddit, they talk about weaponized autists, and they kind of have turned these researchers into heroes, basically.
Sure.
And so they were able to really unmask, right, the masked fighters of Antifa just by sitting at their computer keyboard. What did you think about that?
Oh, it was amazing. I think they're crucial to the movement, and their value cannot be understated. We need these people. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. I give them support, and I'll thank them right now. I thank you guys. Good work.
Okay, very good. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions and we'll wrap. But one of the questions I want you to think about, if you can do 2 things at once, is I want some news. I want you to surprise me with some news, okay? So whatever new thing is happening, I want to break some news here on Tami's Take, okay? So think about that for a minute while you answer this this next question. You're setting up the alt-night army. You're known as the I was saying alt-right night, and alt-right is really like a derogatory term that people like Hillary Clinton have used and other people on the left. But you guys have kind of turned it around and turned it into something good, right?
Well, yeah. So the alt-right originally didn't start off as a derogatory term, but now it's become that. So we like to call ourselves alt-light. But in regards to the fraternal art of the alt-knights, we're creating folk, and we are partnering up with Proud Boys, and that is a fraternal group that Gavin McInnes of Rebel Media has created. And this group will be very much focused on defense.
Okay, so you'll be providing security
Well, I don't
during
like
these
to call it security. I like
Okay.
to call it support.
support. Okay.
Okay.
During these free speech
When
events.
people show up and they want to act a fool, the alt-knights will be there to keep those people in check.
Okay. We'll close it off with Surprise Me.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Make Cali Great Again.
Right.
MakeCaliGreat.org for helping us facilitate this event. We are, after this interview, we're headed down to Los Angeles, the federal building, and we're going to have a counter protest to the May Day rallies that are happening. May Day rallies are generally, these are pro-socialist, pro-communist rallies. And if you guys haven't figured it out yet, socialism is communism. It's the same thing. It's just repackaged. So I encourage all Americans for May Day and even the month of Day, let's make this Communism, Marxism Awareness Month. And this will be our main day. We need to start talking about communism and Marxism. It has made inroads into every aspect of our society. They're brainwashing our children, our youth with it. And they're doing it under the guise of democratic socialism. Guys, this is Marxism. This is what they're doing. And when they turn out at these rallies on May Day, we need to turn out to counter protest, not violently, people, but we need to show our displeasure and tell these people that communism has no place in a free society. Communism will have no place in American society. So in terms of news, I'm also forming another organization right now. It's called Return of the Warrior.
Return of the Warrior organization.
Yeah, and what this is going to be is a nonprofit, and our main focus is going to be reinstilling masculinity and the alpha male in American society. It's a very important thing. The millennials, the Generation Zs, they're having some issues with masculinity.
You're going to teach men how to be men again, huh?
So for a society to survive, we have to have warriors and scholars, okay? If you have all scholars, it's not going to survive. If you have all warriors, it's not going to survive because you don't have the brains. You got to have both. All right, we've lost our warriors. We're going to bring our warriors back. We need John Waynes. We need Dirty Harrys. We need our tough alpha males back. So we're going to start.
Have you told anybody this yet? Are you breaking it here?
This is breaking.
Yes.
This is breaking here. Yeah.
Okay.
And,
all right. Good.
So
have you set up a website or anything?
We're working on it right now. If anybody's interested, I encourage them to join their local Proud Boys chapter. You can go on proudboys.com, go on Facebook and find out what chapter it is, and then that'll be a feeder organization for the alt knights. And then in terms of Return of the Warrior, we're going to be coming out with that really soon, and we'll have a website probably within the next month. And
so like, what are you going to do? Like, go on camping trips or something?
We're going to have weekend seminars, camping trips. We're going to have different age groups. You're going to send your young men to us, and we're going to teach them how to be men again. We're going to teach them MMA skills, survival skills. We're going to teach them how to be alpha males, how to carry yourself.
The new Boy Scouts.
How to carry yourself with strength and presence. And also to teach them, look, this Peter Pan stuff of men going well into their late 30s, not having kids, not getting married, and not settling down, that's got to stop.
Ooh, you're going to ruffle some feathers with all this.
We need to have a focus back on the family, settling down, getting married, having kids, having lots of kids, and embracing those traditional American values again.
All right. Well, Bass Stickman, I could talk with you all day, but I thank you for taking time to come and talk with me. And it's very nice to meet you. I've seen your memes all over the place, so I was very glad to be able to sit down with you and talk all these things over. Good luck to you. Congratulations on becoming like meme man. and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tami.
Thanks, Kyle. And thanks also to Victor, too, and Make Cali Great. That is the organization that helped gather these new conservative thought leaders for this interview. So I really appreciate it. And that's it for Tami's Take here on the Crown City Network. Tami's Take, the crossroads of politics and pop culture. What you heard Kyle, the bass stickman, say, that was his take. What you heard me say, that was my take. Take it or leave it. I hope you'll take it to heart here on Crown City Network. Now, don't forget to check out our other shows on our YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter, social media outlets, as well as crowncitynews.com. That's it for now. See you next time.